All right, so let's see how you did. So remember that the number of protons is unique for each element. So if you look on the periodic table, the element that has 12 protons is magnesium. So the atomic number here is 12. So the element symbol is Mg. So the isotope name would be magnesium. I can't even squeeze it in here. Dash. So imagine this dash was there. And we need the mass number. So because we have the number of protons and neutrons, we can calculate the mass number because we know that the mass number is those two things added together. So the number of electrons should be equal to the number of protons. Okay, so here we have our next line. So we know the symbol for copper is Cu. We can look that up. The number, the atomic number, we can look up on the periodic table, which is 29, which means number of protons is 29, which means number of electrons is 29. Now for the number of neutrons, remember we're using 65, not the number from the periodic table. So if this just said copper, we would use the number from the periodic table, but it's not just copper, it's copper 65. So 65 minus 29 ends up being 36. Okay, so mercury has neutron number of 122. So mercury, if you look up the atomic number for Hg is 80. So that means my proton number is 80, my electrons are 80. So this is going to be mercury dash. Now this is going to be neutrons and protons added. So it's going to be 80 plus 122, which is mercury dash 202 for this particular isotope. Okay, so on your worksheet that you're doing today, it's not necessarily an isotope because it just says the element. So if it just said magnesium, that means you're using the average from the periodic table. You're rounding it to a whole number. But if it's magnesium dash 25, we know that we're dealing with isotopes in that case.